We are now to the first order, which are consent cases. And generally, we have found that there is no violation that we could find. There's two ways of not finding a violation. One is that the complaint does not have very much specific factual information in it. And so and we don't quit there. We don't say, well, this is just not enough. What we say is, what can we do on our own to look at this conduct that occurred in a particular place? Because we need the facts to know what happened in that place to see if there's a violation. The second is that we have facts. And when you have the facts and you believe that the facts are extant with respect to that violation, then we go and look at the law and say, well, these facts are, we think these facts are in fact the facts here, but there is not a violation that these facts would show that there was a violation under the law. And there's actually a third way. Well, here are the facts, but there's got to be a standard of moving forward. We can't just say these are enough facts. If they're all true, or if we interpret it in a specific way, we think there probably is a violation. Probably is a violation is not the standard. The standard is, are there facts sufficient to prove a violation? And that's what we look at to make sure that if we're going to go and have a hearing on something, that we have facts that we can prove that a violation of Georgia law in fact happened, and then we allow the person to respond. So these are cases where one of those standards had not been met. The recommendation we have is that there's no violation. That's a recommendation. What we are doing today, and all of us have read all these complaints, have read all the investigative reports, is to provide each of the board members the ability to ask about specific cases or ask for additional work to be done, because they are not yet, and maybe the board as a whole is not yet prepared to make a decision on these cases that they should be dismissed. So that's what the purpose of this hearing is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to first ask any member of the board, because if everybody agrees that the standard hasn't been met, we could deal with them as a whole. And I trust that everybody has read these, and so if nobody wants to single one out, I believe that everybody has made a decision that based upon what we have in the investigative report shows that it's proper to dismiss it. But where we're going to start is I'm going to allow each board member to say, are there any of these cases, because they've read it and they've got questions about it or might want something else to be done, that they would like to discuss individually? When that happens, we'll ask the investigator to tell us, kind of summarize the investigation, and then we will have a discussion, and questions can be asked by the person who wants to pull it or anybody else on the board before we make a decision on that complaint.